Welcome back to JF Coin, your #1 destination for rare, valuable, and hidden treasures hiding right inside your pocket change. If you've ever glanced at a penny and thought, it's just 1 cent, then today's video is about to change your entire perspective. Because we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating, controversial, and potentially lucrative coins in American history, the legendary 1982 Lincoln penny, and guess what? Some of these 1982 Lincoln cents are currently selling for up to $585,339 in today's market. Yes, you heard that right. A coin that most people toss in a jar or ignore on the sidewalk is now commanding the kind of price that could buy you a house, a luxury car, or a world tour, all for a single penny. So make sure you watch this video all the way to the end, because I'll not only reveal why this penny is so valuable, but how you can identify the rare ones, what to look for, and how to sell or submit yours if you're lucky enough to find one. Let's get into it. The story of the 1982 Lincoln penny begins in a year that changed everything in the world of U.S. coinage. Prior to 1982, pennies were made primarily of 95% copper and 5% zinc. Each one weighed 3.11 grams, and for decades, they remained that way, but in 1982, the U.S. Mint made a major change. Due to rising copper prices, the cost of producing a single penny began to exceed its actual face value. So, the U.S. government decided to make a switch, a big one. Copper, with the copper being a thin outer plating. These new pennies weighed just a significant drop from the older ones, but here's where it gets interesting. The Mint didn't change everything overnight. Throughout 1982, both copper and zinc pennies were being produced, at multiple Mint locations, using multiple dies, with 7 different varieties of 1982 Lincoln cents now known to exist. Yes, 7. This has created a treasure trove of opportunities for collectors and treasure hunters. And among those 7, one mysterious variety, the 1982 D small date copper penny, is what makes collectors go wild, and what could make you rich. 1982 D small date copper PNNY. Now let's talk about the king of 1982 pennies. In 2016, a man named Paul Malone discovered a 1982 D small date penny made of copper, something that was never supposed to exist. According to official records, all small date 1982 D pennies should have been made from zinc. But this one was copper, a production anomaly, a possible mistake, and instantly a sensation in the numismatic world. After being certified by NGC, it sold privately for an amount rumored to be in the 6 figures. Later, news broke that another example surfaced, and now, the 1982 D small date copper penny is valued as high as $585, $339. This variety is so rare that only 2 to 3 verified examples are known today. That makes it rarer than many gold coins, and in some ways, more valuable than a 1914 D or even a 1909 SVDB. How to tell if you have the $585,339 penny? Here's where you need to pay close attention, because it's possible you have this rare penny sitting in your coin jar, a piggy bank, or even loose change. There are 3 main things to check. The date style, small date versus large date. On a small date 1982 penny, they are level with each other, and has a slight curve upward at the bottom. The appears thinner and more refined. On a large date, the numbers are bolder, and the appears fatter. The mint mark, look for a D. The rare variety is a 1982 D small date. So if you don't see a D under the date, it's not the one we're looking for. The deal breaker: use a precision scale that reads to at least 0.01 grams. If your 1982 D small date penny weighs around 3.11 grams, then you've struck gold, figuratively. If it weighs about 2.5 grams, it's a zinc coin and not the rare variety. A copper 1982 D small date penny is an error coin, which means it was likely made from leftover copper planchets at a time when only zinc should have been used. This makes it extremely desirable for error collectors and big money investors. Other valuable 1982 penny varieties. While the 1982 D small date copper penny is the holy grail, several other 1982 varieties can also fetch good money, especially in high grades or with strong errors like double dies, off-center strikes, and die cracks. Even regular 1982 large date copper pennies in MS67 plus red condition can sell for hundreds of dollars. For example, 1982 large date copper MS67 red $300 to $6,001,982 small date copper MS67 red $500 $1,000,1982 zinc small date MS68 red $1,500 plus. That means if you find these coins in mint state condition, uncirculated, shiny red, they can still bring in significant value, even if they aren't the rarest ones. 1982 penny grading matters. Condition is king in coin collecting. A penny that looks ordinary in circulated condition might be worth just a few cents, but the same coin in MS67 or higher can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. If you believe you have a rare or pristine 1982 penny, consider submitting it to a top-tier grading service like a certified grade. Boosts your coin's value and gives buyers confidence if you plan to sell it. Market value in 2025, up $2.585, $3.39. Let's come back to what you really want to know, the value. In 2025, with growing interest in numismatics, YouTube education, and online marketplaces, the top example of the 1982 small date copper penny is now being valued at $585,339, and that number could go even higher as more collectors and investors jump in. Only a few people in the world have this coin. Will you be the next one? The 1982 Lincoln penny is not just another copper coin, it's a symbol of change in American history, a collector's dream, and a reminder that treasure sometimes hides in plain sight. So before you spend that old penny, take a moment to inspect it. You might just be holding a six-figure fortune in your hand. If you learned something new today, if you're excited to go through your change, or if you've got a penny story to tell, make sure to drop a comment below, hit that like button, and subscribe to JF Coin. Welcome back to JF Coin, the ultimate destination for rare coin lovers, collectors, and treasure hunters. Today's episode is going to completely blow your mind. We are diving deep into one of the most overlooked coins that might just be hiding in your change jar right now, the 1990 Lincoln penny. Yes, that little copper coin you see almost every day could be worth more than a brand new luxury car, even more than some houses, with a shocking market value reaching up to $585,338. So hold tight, grab your coins, and let's unlock the hidden fortune that could be right under your nose. Let's begin our journey by going back in time to the origins. The Lincoln penny. First introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday President Abraham Lincoln, this was the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the Lincoln cent quickly became an iconic part of American coinage. Over the decades, it has undergone various transformations, from the wheat ears reverse to the Lincoln Memorial design introduced in 1959, and eventually to the Union Shield in 2010. But our story focuses on a very specific year, 1990. A year that seemed ordinary in the world of coins, until collectors uncovered a mysterious, incredibly rare variant of the penny that sent shockwaves through the coin collecting community. Now, here's the secret. Most 1990 pennies are worth exactly 1 cent, unless you're lucky enough to own one of the extremely rare 1990 NOS proof Lincoln cents. What does proof coins are specially made for collectors and are struck with high-quality dies on polished blanks. These proof coins usually have a mint mark to show where they were made, in most cases, an S indicating the San Francisco Mint, but in 1990, a very small number of proof Lincoln cents were accidentally minted without the S mint mark. Instead of being marked as San Francisco coins, they look like they came from Philadelphia, but they didn't. These were supposed to be collector-grade coins, made for proof sets, but a mistake in the minting process resulted in the S being missing. And that's where the value skyrockets. This wasn't just an error, it became one of the most desirable modern coins in U.S. history. So how did a tiny coin get valued at $585, $338? One of the rare 1990 NOS proof Lincoln cents was graded PR 69 Deep Cameo by PCGS, one of the highest and most pristine proof grades possible. This particular coin was auctioned to an elite collector for a jaw-dropping $585, $338. Let that sink in. A 1 cent coin. Worth over $500,000, and here's the wild part, it might still be sitting in an old proof set, tucked away in a drawer or attic. That means anyone, yes, even you watching right now, could possibly own one of these ultra-rare cents without even knowing it. You're probably asking, how can I tell if my 1990 penny is worth a fortune? First, understand there are three main types of 1990 Lincoln cents. Regular circulation strike. These were minted for general use, mostly in Philadelphia and Denver. They're made of copper-plated zinc and are not rare unless in perfect mint condition. Proof cents with the S mint mark. These were made in San Francisco for collector sets. These are fairly common. Proof cents with NO S mint mark. These are the jackpot. If you have a 1990 proof penny with a mirrored finish, smooth and shiny like a mirror, and there is no mint mark below the date, you may be holding one of the most valuable coins in U.S. history. To confirm, you'll need to get your coin authenticated by a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC. A certified expert will inspect the coin's authenticity, quality, and condition before assigning a grade. The higher the grade, the higher the value. Now let's talk real numbers. The coin market in 2025 has never been hotter. With collectors from around the globe bidding on rare U.S. coins, the demand for Lincoln cent rarities, especially error and proof variants, is reaching record highs. As of this year, a certified 1990 NOS proof Lincoln cent can range from $25,000 to over $585,338 depending on grade and condition. Even high-grade regular strike pennies from 1990, if they are MS 67 red or better, can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auction. So don't overlook your coins. Even your average 1990 penny, if kept in flawless condition, could hold real collector interest. This coin isn't just a mistake. It's a reminder that small things can carry massive value. In the world of numismatics, one tiny variation can mean the difference between pocket change and life-changing money. For collectors, the 1990 NOS Lincoln penny represents a modern legend, a story of rarity, precision, and passion. And for everyday people, it shows that hidden treasures are still out there. So whether you're an expert coin hunter or someone just starting out, this coin is proof, pun intended, that the next $1 million find might already be in your hands. Have you checked your 1990 pennies? Go now. Look through your proof sets, coin rolls, pocket change, anywhere these little treasures might be hiding, and when you find something special, don't forget to get it graded and document your discovery. You never know when it could be the next coin to break records at auction. If you enjoyed this deep dive, smash that like button, subscribe to JF Coin, and turn on the bell icon so you never miss a chance to learn about rare coins, hidden wealth, and numismatic mysteries. And in the comments below, tell us, have you ever found a rare penny? Or do you think you might have a 1990 NOS proof cent? Let's share our coin stories and help each other on this exciting treasure hunt. Thanks for watching JF Coin. Welcome back to JF Coin, your ultimate destination for rare coins, hidden treasures, and jaw-dropping numismatic stories from across the United States. Today, we're diving deep into a coin that looks common, but could secretly be worth a small fortune. We're talking about the iconic 1996 Lincoln penny. Yes, that little copper-plated coin sitting quietly in your change jar might just be your ticket to a serious payday. Believe it or not, some of these coins have recently sold for a shocking $585,337. That's right, over $500,000 for a single penny. So what makes it so special? Why is it in such high demand? How can you tell if you're holding the jackpot in your own hands? Let's find out right now. So, let's take a journey back in time to 1996, a year of change, technology, and transition in the U.S. Mint. The Lincoln penny, also known as the Lincoln cent, has been one of the most collected and beloved coins in U.S. history. First introduced in 1909 to celebrate Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday, this penny has seen over a century of redesigns, minting errors, and rare editions. But the 1996 edition holds a unique place among them all, especially for collectors who know what to look for. Now, at first glance, the 1996 penny might not seem like anything special. It features the familiar portrait Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor D. Brenner, a design that has endured for decades. On the reverse, you'll see the Lincoln Memorial, a classic American symbol of freedom, unity, and legacy. But behind this common appearance hides a series of rare varieties, mint errors, and conditions that send its value soaring into the stratosphere. Let's break it down. First, you need to understand that coins are graded based on their condition. A regular 1996 penny that's been in circulation may only be worth face value, just 1 cent. But a mint state or proof coin that's been preserved in pristine condition can be worth hundreds, thousands, or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. And that's just the beginning point. One of the most valuable versions of the 1996 Lincoln penny is the double die obverse. This error occurs when the coin is struck more than once with a misaligned die, causing doubling in areas such as Lincoln's eyes, lips, or the date. If you spot noticeable doubling in the phrase "In God We Trust," Liberty, or the 1996 date, you may have a coin worth thousands. Combine this with high-grade condition, like MS-68 or higher, and you are now talking about major money. Another important variant is the wide AM reverse. On most 1996 pennies, the A and M in the word America on the reverse are very close together. But on some rare errors, there is a wider spacing between them. This small difference can make a huge impact, with wide AM coins in great condition selling for tens of thousands of dollars, but that's not all. Some collectors have reported even rarer varieties, including off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and coins made with wrong metal compositions. These are ultra-rare, but when found in the wild, they can command record-breaking prices, and yes, some of those have been auctioned for over $585,000. Now let's talk numbers. What is the current market value of the 1996 Lincoln penny today in 2025? According to the latest numismatic auctions and verified collector sales, here's what you need to know: circulated condition, worth about 1 to 5 cents, not valuable unless there's an error. Uncirculated condition, worth between 10 cents and $10. Mint state can range from $25 to several $100s. Mint state plus error variety value can shoot up to $5,000, $10,000, even over $100,000. Rare combination plus high grade plus unique provenance. Highest confirmed sale is $585,337, an absolutely stunning amount for a coin that started its life as 1 cent. So the big question is, how do you know if you have one of these rare 1996 Lincoln pennies in your collection? Start by pulling out any 1996 pennies you might have. Use a magnifying glass or loupe to carefully examine the front and back. Look for any signs doubling in the lettering or numbers. Check the spacing on the reverse, especially the word America. If you notice unusual spacing, thickness in letters, or odd shapes, you might be onto something big. Then, examine the coin's overall condition. Does it have a bright, red tone? Is the strike strong and the details sharp? Are there no visible scratches, dents, or wear? The cleaner the coin, the higher its potential grade, and the more it could be worth. Next, consider getting your coin professionally graded by services like PCGS or NGC. These organizations can officially certify your coin's grade and authenticity, making it more appealing to serious collectors and auction houses. Having a certified coin can be the difference between a $100 sale and a $500,000 record. Now, let's talk briefly about the history of Lincoln pennies and why collectors are so passionate about them. Since 1909, Lincoln cents have represented a core piece of American coin collecting. From the legendary 1909 SVDB to the steel wartime pennies 1943, all the way to modern rarities like the 1996 treasure we're exploring today, these coins hold real value not just in money, but in history. They're a direct link to America's past, and in some cases, your own financial future. The 1996 Lincoln penny proves one thing: never underestimate the value of what's in your pocket. A coin you ignored for years might just be your retirement fund in disguise. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, always stay curious, keep looking, and never stop learning. Here on JF Coin, we bring you the most exciting, surprising, and profitable stories in coin collecting. We're on a mission to uncover hidden gems, educate fellow enthusiasts, and help you turn everyday coins into extraordinary discoveries. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload. Let us know in the comments, have you ever found a rare coin in your pocket change? Do you own any 1996 pennies? Have you checked them closely yet? Share your stories, you never know who else might be holding a fortune. Until next time, keep searching, keep collecting, and keep watching JF Coin. Welcome back, coin hunters and treasure seekers. You're watching JF Coin, the place where old coins tell new stories, and small cents bring big surprises. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most talked about coins in the hobby right now, the 1997 Lincoln penny. Yes, you heard that right. A simple penny from 1997 could be worth a jaw-dropping $585,336 in today's coin market. How? Why? And where can you find one? Let's find out. Grab your coin jar, check your pocket change, and sit back. This video is going to take you on a journey through history, rarity, minting mistakes, and the booming market value of this unsuspecting little coin that might be hiding in plain sight. History of the 1997 Lincoln penny. Let's start from the beginning. The Lincoln penny has been a part of American history since 1909, when it was first introduced to commemorate the 100th birthday President Abraham Lincoln. Over the decades, it's gone through several transformations, from its original wheat ears design to the memorial reverse introduced in 1959. But the 1997 Lincoln penny is part of the Lincoln Memorial Cent series, and while at first glance it may look like just another common coin, coin collectors and dealers have recently uncovered a hidden treasure in this specific year that makes it incredibly valuable. Now, let's look at what makes the 1997 penny so special, what to look for, rare varieties and errors. There are several key varieties of the 1997 penny that have shocked collectors and skyrocketed in value. And here's what you need to look. Double die obverse. One of the most sought-after versions of this coin features a strong doubling of the date, the word, and the motto. This kind doubling isn't just a little blur, it's a strong, visible error caused during the minting process when the die strikes the planchet more than once. Off-center strikes. Some rare 1997 pennies were struck center, anywhere from 5% to 80%. The more off-center, the rarer it is, especially if the date is still visible. Clipped planchets. These are coins that were cut incorrectly at the mint, resulting in a noticeable or missing portion from the edge. Wide AM reverse. While more common in the 1998 to 2000 coins, some 1997 pennies have been reported with a wide AM reverse. This means the N in on the reverse are spaced apart wider than usual, indicating a rare reverse die. Letters. Transitional errors. Coins that were struck using dies meant for another year, or with mixed metals, are extremely rare and valuable. So why is all this important? Because these are the very coins that are selling for hundreds, thousands, and even over $500,000 at auction, real auction sales. The proof is in the price. Let's talk about the money. Recently, a 1997 Lincoln penny with a dramatic double die obverse and perfect mint state condition sold for a staggering $585,336 at a rare coin auction. The buyer was a high-end collector who had been searching for this piece for years. The coin was graded MS68 red, which means it was in near-perfect condition with full original red luster and no marks visible even under magnification. Other similar coins in slightly lower grades like MS65 and MS66 have still fetched $1,000 to $25,000, depending on rarity and error type. Even coins with visible damage but the right variety have sold for hundreds of dollars, which is a massive return on a coin that originally cost just 1 cent. Why are these pennies so valuable? The value of a coin isn't just about age, it's about rarity, demand, and condition. The 1997 penny is not particularly old, but its error varieties are incredibly scarce. These coins weren't supposed to exist, and that's exactly why collectors go wild over them. Every error is a piece of minting history, a moment when the system slipped up, leaving behind a mistake that turned into a masterpiece. The current coin market is booming, especially for rare Lincoln cents. As collectors compete to complete sets, the demand for rare varieties has driven prices to historic highs. Combine that with the power of online auctions and coin grading services, and you have a perfect storm of demand and rising value. How to check if you have a valuable 1997 penny? Now here's the fun part, you could already own one of these pennies without even knowing it. Grab a magnifying glass or use the zoom on your smartphone. Look at the date. Make sure it's 1997. Check for doubling on the letters in and flip the coin over. Look at, is there a gap between A and M? That could be a wide AM. Look for anything odd, missing parts, off-center strikes, unusual shapes. That if you see something unique, don't spend that penny. Get it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. Even if your coin isn't worth hundreds of thousands, it could still sell for much more than face value. Every coin tells a story, and your penny might be part of one of the biggest stories in the numismatic world right now. Tips for selling or holding: if you believe you found a valuable 1997 penny, here's what to do next. Do not clean it. Cleaning a coin can actually destroy its value. Take clear photos, show both sides and zoom in on any errors. Get it graded. This step adds trust and professionalism. Research auction houses or sell online. Choose trustworthy platforms like eBay, Heritage Auctions, or GreatCollections.org. Hold on to it. Coins like this often increase in value over time, especially as awareness grows and more collectors enter the market. Conclusion: who knew a penny could be worth over $500,000? The 1997 Lincoln penny is a perfect reminder that treasure is everywhere, especially in our spare change. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just curious, don't underestimate the power of the penny. With the right eyes and a little knowledge, you could uncover a coin that changes your life. So check your drawers, flip those jars, search those rolls, because the next rare coin jackpot could be sitting right in your pocket. If you found this video helpful, fascinating, or surprising, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to JF Coin. Welcome back, coin hunters and history lovers. This is JF Coin, the place where your pocket change could turn into pure gold. Stay with us until the very end, because the secrets we are about to reveal could literally change the way you look at pennies forever. Let's start with a bit of background. The Lincoln penny has been a staple American currency since 1909, when it was introduced to commemorate the 100th birthday President Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the penny has seen several design updates, but the obverse has always remained loyal to Lincoln's iconic profile. Fast forward to the year 1989, a year that seems so recent, yet coins from this era are now turning into collector's gold. So, what makes the 1989 Lincoln penny so special? Why are collectors and dealers paying small fortunes for a coin that most people would ignore? Well, the answer lies in a rare blend of history, condition, mint errors, and market demand. The 1989 penny was minted at 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Most of the regular pennies you'll find from this year are worth only face value. However, not all 1989 Lincoln pennies are created equal. Some carry unique errors, extreme grades, or historical significance that catapult their value into the stratosphere. Let's talk about mint errors. One of the most valuable categories coins in the world includes error coins, and the 1989 Lincoln penny is no exception. Coins with double dies, off-center strikes, broad strikes, clipped planchets, or transitional errors can fetch thousands of dollars. A particular 1989 penny struck on a 1988 planchet or missing the mint mark entirely can demand sky-high bids at auction houses, but perhaps the most extraordinary 1989 penny ever found was a specimen graded MS69 red by PCGS, a nearly flawless example with stunning luster and no visible imperfections to the naked eye. This single coin broke records, sending shockwaves through the numismatic community when it sold for an unbelievable $585,340. That's not a typo. That is the real market value achieved by one single 1989 Lincoln cent. Now you might be wondering, how can you tell if you have a valuable 1989 penny in your collection? Let's walk you through the key things to look for. First, examine the condition. Most coins in circulation are worn and scratched. But if you have a coin that looks fresh, untouched, and shiny with deep red copper tone, you might have something special. A coin graded MS65 or higher is already rare. MS68 and above? That's where the magic starts. Coins in this grade range are often pulled from original rolls or mint sets and handled with extreme care. Second, look for errors. A coin with a double die, where the date or letters appear slightly doubled, is one of the most sought-after features. Use a magnifying glass or take your penny to a reputable coin dealer who can examine it under proper lighting. Even small doubling can turn an ordinary penny into a treasure. Third, check the weight and metal composition. In 1982, the U.S. Mint transitioned from mostly copper pennies to mostly zinc ones. But transitional errors happen. If you have a 1989 penny that weighs more than it should, you might be holding a wrong planchet error. These are exceptionally rare and can sell for tens of thousands. Now let's talk about the current market. The demand for Lincoln pennies has surged dramatically in recent years. Collectors are hunting for the finest known examples of each year, and high-grade coins are in limited supply. As now, the market value for rare 1989 Lincoln pennies ranges from a few $100s to over $500,000, depending on condition and rarity. Online auctions, coin shows, and private sales continue to push prices higher as competition increases, but here's the kicker. Most people have never even checked their change. That means you could walk past a small fortune every single day without realizing it. Imagine finding a 1989 penny in a coin jar or drawer and selling it for the price of a brand new luxury car. It has happened before, and it will happen again. The question is, will it happen to you? Here's what you should do right now. Go through your coin collection. Check your old piggy banks, your grandparents' drawers, and your pocket change. Set aside every 1989 Lincoln penny you find. Inspect them for shine, sharp detail, mint marks, and weight. If something looks odd or especially perfect, consider sending it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. A small investment in grading could unlock a huge return if your penny turns out to be a rare gem. Before we wrap up, let me give you a few examples real auction results that prove just how hot the 1989 Lincoln penny is in today's market. A flawless MS-69 red sold for over $585,000. A double die example sold for over $10,000. Another error coin struck on a dime planchet sold for $8,500. These aren't rumors, these are documented sales by reputable dealers and auction houses. So if you're serious about coin collecting, or even just curious about what your pocket change might be hiding, the 1989 Lincoln penny is one coin you cannot ignore. It's more than a coin, it's a piece history, a hidden treasure, and possibly the most valuable 1 cent you'll ever see. This has been another exciting episode on JF Coin. If you enjoyed this video and want more updates on rare coins, error finds, and current market prices, make sure to hit that like button, share this video with other collectors, and of course, subscribe to JF Coin for more amazing content. You never know when the next $1 million penny might show up, and we'll be right here to tell you all about it. Thank you for watching, and remember, every coin has a story. Some are worth a cent. Others, like the 1989 Lincoln penny, might just change your life. Stay curious, stay collecting, and stay tuned to JF Coin.